Yo, what it do? My name's Maceo the Cat. This is an introduction to Insane Everything, a new dino overhaul mod for Ark Survival Ascended. I'll be walking you through the beginning steps up to the first boss, TOXXMA, a custom Sarco that unlocks some new armors and as a gateway to crazier and stronger tames. There will be chapters, so feel free to skip ahead to whatever part you need help with. Let's get started. Early game, the best way to get F1 wind is by killing runt dodos. I spawned some here for illustration purposes to demonstrate the RNG at work. It'll normally take more than one to force to spawn. This instance it took 5, but that number will vary. The F1 wind is a tornado raptor and not too monstrous a threat, even at early game. But I am using ascended armor and weapons, so please plan accordingly when taking on these bosses. Harvesting all the bodies will offer a nice stockpile of resources you'll need to craft all of your kibbles, so be sure to collect everything that you can. To get F2 wins to spawn, you'll need Pygmy dodos. It remains a random draw as to when the F2 will emerge, but for me, it happened again at the 5th kill. From here on, all the tornadoes will be Rex variants, providing a deeper health pool and offering more DPS, so be sure to approach with caution. A long neck will work here, as well as a solid tame, and don't forget to harvest all those pygmy bodies for all the crucial resources for later. I would like to point out, in the interest of full disclosure, I did eat a lightning fast potion, which is why my guy is so fast right now. And I also want to kind of bring up that every time you kill a wind, you will automatically gather whatever loot it's supposed to give you. For F3 wind, you'll need to find Uber Dodos. This tier took several kills until the F3 finally spawned for me, but this tornado spawned in at almost double the health pool as the previous tier, and really isn't recommended to try and take on by foot, like I am with the max level shotgun. Harvest all resources and you'll be ready for the next level. F4 wind requires basic dodos, and that was the longest to get to spawn for me. It took at least 10 kills before it finally triggered the tornado. At nearly 10,000 health, this could easily be the first formidable task you'll need to face down. Please proceed with caution and preparation. Once defeated, you'll receive special seeds along with crucial hide needed for the next tier. Be sure to plant it right away for its spells, and you'll be able to harvest both the glimma berry and the glimma fiber from your crop plots. And of course, don't forget to harvest those bodies. The Gamma Dodos won't spawn the T5 Tornado, but any Rex or Spino will. I do recommend targeting Spinos, as the ratio seems to be much better with them. The T5 is a serious challenge and certainly needs a strong team to defeat. With over 20,000 health and a bite attack that will hit you even while mounted, so take lots of caution. I'm currently using the command leave me alone for the purposes of this video. Once defeated, you'll automatically collect the hide and also a Delta seed. Once planted, you'll be able to harvest both the Delta berry and the Delta fiber. I definitely recommend you taking time out to hunt these Gamma Dodos, as they'll provide a plethora of hide and blood you'll need to start crafting once you get back to your base. Once you're there, you'll start utilizing the Insane Workbench and the Blood Infuser to start combining all these components together into the kibble and bits. The raw meat takes just some blood and some raw meat of whatever type of meat you're trying to craft, and each single serving will actually produce 5 pieces of that specific meat. So once you get through all the basic and runt and uber and pygmy, you can go ahead and move all that meat over to your Insane Workbench to start crafting that essential kibble. With all the important pieces secured, you're finally ready to go taming, and the first step is the classic vanilla dodo. A couple of slaps to the head and a handful of mijo berries should be all you need to tame this guy up. There are lots of ways to generate your egg production. My favorite method is the egg collector mod. This allows you to store any females you have to automatically generate eggs without the need of them being left out or mate boosted. With the eggs collected, we can move on to Runt Kibble. You do all your kibble production inside your insane workbench. It just takes a dodo egg, some blood packs, some miso berries, and those dodo eggs, and you'll have yourself runt kibble in no time. The problem with dodos are that they're very fragile, and they come very small in the health and torpidity bar, making them a little tricky to knock out. I'm using the trank rifle from Crazy Potions mod to make sure I don't kill them. Once collected, I'll integrate them, but not without giving them a final look over. With them ready to be integrated and put inside the mod collector, I can generate those runt eggs instantaneously. Pygmy Kibble comes next, which will require 2 dodo eggs, 1 F1 wind, 5 pieces of pygmy blood and meat, 5 runt blood, and 1 runt egg. Once you have that all in the bench, it'll craft up your pygmy kibble. The pygmies are just as fragile as runts, having less than 100 points in health, so be careful here as well when taming them. With the final luck before uploading, you can see the variations between the tiers. With the dodos integrated and producing the eggs, I can move on to Uber Kibble. Uber Kibble will require F2 wind, 5 pygmy blood, 1 pygmy egg, 2 runt eggs, and 5 uber blood and 5 uber meat. The uber dodos is where they start to be a little hardier with the health in the mid hundreds. This should make knocking them out a little less strenuous. I'm a fan of the color regions, and you can see how they vary from tier to tier while maintaining their really cool and unique color scheme. With them ready to be integrated as well, I could finally get them producing eggs and move on to the basic tier of kibble. Basic kibble will require 5 basic blood and meat, F3 wind, 2 pygmy eggs, 5 uber blood, and 1 uber egg. The basic dodo spawns in with a mid 200 health pool and usually over 200 in torpor, so it may take a few more shots to knock out early game. I wanted to show off that you can use a primitive bow to showcase that you can knock these out just as easily at the earliest level of your survivor. The last look for these basic dodos, maybe it's just me, but they look more menacing than just basic. Uploaded and ready to go, I can start generating their eggs. And with those basic kibbles, we can finally get moving into gamma. Preparing for Gamma starts with the blood infuser to make Gamma meat, and the new component for the kibble will include Glimma berry. The Gamma Dodo is a rich royal blue lathered in particle effects that makes it one of the most interesting so far to look at. Health and terpene levels aren't too extreme, so making taming should be pretty easy. A last look at these beauties before uploading them away for the egg collection. With the eggs in hand, we can move on to the boss. With all the components we've gathered so far in hand, you can now summon the first boss in Insane Everything, TOXXMA. You'll need 10 basic blood, 10 F3 wind, 5 F4 wind, 2 F5 wind, 50 gamma blood, 10 gamma eggs, 25 gamma hide, and 25 gamma souls. A word of caution though, once crafted it will spawn immediately at the bench, so be sure to summon it away from your main base. TOXXMA is a model of an altered Sarco adorned with vicious looking spikes and streaming particles. It makes a fine reduction to what's to come. It's a bit of a tank with 93,000 health, but with a strong gamma tame, you should be able to come out on top. Once defeated, you'll earn access to a new tier of armor. When worn as a complete set, it will offer a boost to stats and the Gamma Merge Kibble. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of fun. Going insane!